Hola, everybody. Welcome to the Chats with Yvonne podcast, where we talk about public speaking con cultura. In today's podcast episode, we are continuing the spooky season vibes. Oh, if you are watching, you see my puppy that is being needy and needs attention. Okay, perdón. We are continuing with spooky season and talking about scary stories, public speaking edition. Today, I'm going to tell you I think, short story on MLMs. I was approached by someone in an MLM to help them create their story and speech for selling. That already on its own should tell you everything you need to know. But one thing that you have to know about me is that I go down rabbit holes very often on a lot of different topics, but especially multi level marketing companies. And I am truly fascinated by how every single MLM, no matter which one it is, sort of operates very the same. They have similar messaging, same story all the time, same tactics. And one of those being public speaking, actually, right? Because not only do they have to sell, I have a podcast episode actually dedicated to MLMs, but you'll notice that they use public speaking to reel you in and to perform and be motivational and inspirational with the purpose of getting you to join their MLM. They call themselves business owners, entrepreneurs, and oftentimes that is what it appears like to be, especially when you see them all across social media and different platforms. My personal opinion is that MLMs and the business model, especially with its high intention on recruiting, is not ethical, especially because of the communities that they target and the people that they target, the certain circumstances that those people that they end up recruiting are living through, which more often than not is, hey, I'm in financial need, I need something, and we want to, we attach ourselves to something aspirational, and we tell ourselves they are promising growth, and that's what I want. I want a life like theirs, when half the time they're not even really living the life that they say they're living. So I just went on a ramble there. See, I told you, I go down these rabbit holes and it is very hard to get me out of them. I'd like to provide some context for what MLMs are. That's multi level marketing. The official definition is the process of selling goods or services on behalf of a company in a system whereby participants receive commission on their sales as well as the sales of any participants they recruit. That doesn't sound bad. It's actually not illegal. It's a legal business. But I have to point out, legal doesn't always mean ethical. We know this. History shows us and indicates this to us. And the issue that I have is that if they would just say, hey, I'm a salesperson and I earn commission off of the sales that I make, cool. That's good enough. But it's the layer of personal development that is added on there. It's the concept of you working for yourself when that is not the case. It's the concept of, look, there you can be an entrepreneur and a business owner without having to worry about all the back end. That's not how it works. Some examples of these kinds of companies, which I think we might be actually familiar with, are companies like Mary Kay. Yo me acuerdo que todas mis tías, todas las señoras vendían esto. Everybody and their mamas was selling Mary Kay. And here's the thing. Those people, sure, were simply selling, but they were also buying a bunch of product to sell. So it was never, hey, you get the product, go sell it, and you make commission off of it. It's, hey, buy a bunch of this product, and now it's your job to go and sell it. You've already paid the company, technically. I don't know how their system works these days, but that's kind of how it started off. And we have Monet, which is the hair, I think some kind of beauty, wellness, I don't know. Primerica, which is life insurance, financial stuff. Funny moment, I guess it's not even a story, but when I was hosting the second Latina Presente public speaking immersive experience in Glendale, right outside in the kitchen area where we were having the event, where I had the food and all of that, there was a meeting of a group of people, and they were actually talking about selling and public speaking, which is funny enough, right? But instantly I knew they were Primerica because they started talking about very unique sales tactics, especially in our communities, right? Which is what I have such an issue with, is like using public speaking to trap our communities into committing to something that they cannot commit to, that they should not be committing to, right? And it's not setting us up for financial success. It's setting them up for some financial success. It's trapping them into the world of professional development and, oh my gosh, this and that. And they keep you there because they keep you thinking, hey, if you're not getting these goals, if you're not hitting these financial milestones for yourself, you're just not working hard enough. You're just not selling enough. You're just not that great of a public speaker yet, but you can get there. And that's how they keep you there. Another company is iGenius. I went down many rabbit holes with them. I have many YouTube creators that do commentaries, commentary style videos that I also watch. I mean, if you're ever interested, you could just go on YouTube, type in iGenius, uh, whatever, and a bunch of videos will come up. And I also think, I don't know that this is true, but this new wave of digital marketing where everyone sells the same ebook or the same template of sorts, and you sell it to someone else and you get 100% commission, but everybody's selling the same exact course. I don't know how to explain it, but I think that that's an MLM. So I've also taken a deep dive into MLM training specifically and their leaders, and they are so terrible. I'm not ashamed to say that I've actually spent way too much time analyzing them because I think, well, my theory is you learn a lot about leadership by seeing examples of leadership, quote unquote leadership, that you don't want to emulate. And for me, public speaking is such a powerful tool for impacting communities, sharing your message, and getting people to also believe in your message. And when it's not used ethically, that's when I have a huge issue with, and it hurts my soul that people can be, quote, good at public speaking and use it for all the wrong reasons. That being said, these leaders were oftentimes not really good at talking about. They just yelled and were loud. And I think people always think loud equals great public speaker or motivational. That is not the case. But I think a lot of the tactics that they use, and maybe I'll do a whole series where I analyze this, but and provide commentary from my perspective as a public speaker. But this information all lives rent free in my mind, and I think about it all the time. And it's exactly why I do what I do, because I want people to use the art of public speaking for good. I don't want it to trap communities. I always hope that our message will be one of light and love and joy and peace. And we can do this together and collectively, never taking advantage of people that are vulnerable in a vulnerable situation. Beans. If you're watching, again, Beans is being needy. I'll be right back. Okay, so from my perspective, why are MLMs unethical? Specifically, the use of public speaking within MLMs. And I think it's because there is an emphasis on recruiting. The people that are at the top of that make the most money because they recruit the most people, not because they sell the most product. That there's something wrong there. That is not sustainable. That means that not everybody will actually make money. In fact, I know that there is a percentage of that, and I don't have that, but I will insert it somewhere here. I will put it in the description of the show notes if you are listening to it, but there is actual data that proves this. It's not just my opinion. And the problem that I have is that they recruit in spaces where there are often little resources, low income communities, truly, people that may not have had the opportunities for to have access to resources, and they want to be financially stable. They need to be financially stable. And they see these people on social media, and they hear them talk so eloquently and so passionately that they think, I can have this for myself as well. And so it becomes all a show of, look at me, I got it, and you can too. And this can completely change your life from one day to the next. And if you're an entrepreneur and a business owner, you just know that that is not the way that things go. You have to work at it. If you're a public speaker, you know that the very first time that you public speak is not going to guarantee that you're going to be amazing the second time. It takes work, it takes practice, and it takes integrity in the work that you have to be able to grow sustainably. All right, so let's just get into the spooky story now. I think I've spent a lot of time rambling about MLMs and why I don't like them. uh, but I'm a public speaking consultant, and I help you refine your message and deliver it with impact. That means that we talk about voice inflection, body language. I help you craft a keynote, your story to make sure that your message actually lands with whoever the audience is. Whether you are preparing for a keynote, a workshop, a panel, whatever it is, I help you refine that message. And I love doing it. And I nerd out about it. And I could talk days and days and days about all of this, which is why I have a podcast. But my focus is not only in how you practice your public speaking, because that helps your delivery, but especially in the storytelling component, how you actually craft a story in a really creative, innovative, and impactful way. Because these are the two things that I believe make you the most unique in your public speaking, make you stand out, make you feel confident. And that is how you practice and how you tell stories. I lead workshops across the United States, and I meet a lot of new people every single time. My hope is that I inspire or spark curiosity in you to pursue the art of public speaking a tu manera. After one of those workshops that I led, I think this was a few years back, someone reached out to me to follow up on my consulting services. We met up, chatted really briefly around how I might be able to help them achieve their goals and just to see if we were in alignment. They mentioned to me that they had a business and they were hoping to refine their pitch and the story that they tell because what they sell is a high ticket item. And it's a high ticket item, but they truly believed in its power to change and transform people's lives because they felt like it had done that for them. Here's a bit of a red flag that I saw, which was they didn't really tell me what the business was. Usually, when you are talking to someone about helping you with their pitch or helping you develop a story around it for this high ticket item for this product, you typically share what that product is. If it's your business, you typically share a background of what your business actually is. But this person didn't do that. And that to me was a bit of a red flag. If you ask me about my business and what I do and why I need help pitching the public speaking con cultura practice card deck, I'm going to tell you exactly what it is, what the product actually is, how it came to life, and where I am in my business journey. I didn't get any of that. And keep in mind, it's not, I'm not testing you on your business or anything, but just to have a little bit of background to understand the lens in which we would potentially approach your speech. So we ended up talking through a few things, and I sent them a follow-up email with all my different services, the breakdown of everything, and a way for them to book or continue working with me if they would like to. So, anyways, they reached back out to me and they said, "Hey, I really want to work with you and was wondering if maybe I could draft up a speech. You take a look at it, give me feedback on it, and then I can decide I can decide to go ahead and book." And I was kind of like, "What?" I wish I could. And on many occasions, I actually do work for free if I'm in alignment with an organization, if I really believe in you, if I have time for it, quite frankly. But I will always give my time to review your speeches and keynotes. One, because it's what I love doing, but two, because if you cannot book a consulting session with me right now and you want to engage in the art of public speaking, who am I to keep you from doing that? And at the same time, it is what I do for work, right? It is my career. It's how I make money and make a living. So I have to I have to set clear boundaries with how often I can do this. So, one, you are wanting to have me help you refine your speech, your pitch, your story for the purposes of selling a high ticket item to your audience. By this time, I kind of already knew it was an MLM. So I was already like, ain't no way. But you want me to help you refine your pitch and your story to sell a high ticket item, but you are not willing to invest in yourself to do that. You are not willing to invest in someone else's services to help you do that. First of all, why would someone invest with you on you if you don't invest in yourself? That to me is also like I constantly spend money on refining my skill set, both as a consultant, but also as a communicator and public speaker. I pay for courses. I have a business mentor. I invest time and effort and money into refining my own skill set so that I in turn can provide that for all of you. And I spend money on things like my website, subscriptions. I invest money to make sure that your experience working with me is the best that it can be. Always growing, right? Always looking to grow. But I think that's very important. You should, if you want people to buy this high ticket item from you, you have to also show and indicate or put out into the universe that you do the same, because that right there is a block, right? So that was a red flag for me. And the second one, and the one that I feel most strongly about, is you want me to help you get people to join this MLM. You want me to help you trap people into this idea, into this dream, when I can almost guarantee that you're not fully living that dream out. The product, by the way, may be really good. The product may be good. I'm not saying the products from MLMs are not great. You could find them anywhere else, truly. But it is the act of you are doing this not only because it's a high ticket item, right? The startup cost to actually join an MLM, but you want people to be inspired and motivated by you when the end result is recruitment. And that I cannot do. Ethically, I cannot help people that are attempting to trap people into that cycle of multi-level marketing. I can't do it. And so we never really ended up working together, and this was a few years back, so I still was very not straight up with, hey, no, I can't do this for free. But I think the conversation went a little like, uh, you can draft the thing out on your own or something like that. And then get feedback, whatever, when you're ready to book, you can go ahead and book. Because mind you, at the time, that the service that I offered for that was actually less than I do now, right? Prices went up, but that was the absolute cheapest that I could have it be. And again, I will always want my services to be accessible, right? But I just couldn't get past the idea of you are selling this entrepreneurship lifestyle, this motivation, inspiration, when your ultimate goal for public speaking and doing it well is to recruit more people. I can't do that. I will not do that. So, like I said, just to recap, lesson one: please do not expect anyone else to invest in what you offer if you are not investing in yourself as well. Two, if you're expecting help from people to be more skilled at something, but don't want to pay them, you're contradicting your offers. Why would anyone pay you? And why would you expect people to work for free? And obviously, I'm not going to mention their name, who they are, give any hints, or even the MLM that they work for, or yeah, that they work for. But it truly is devastating that it's promoted to our communities as an opportunity to be an entrepreneur and to have your life completely change. So I hope that I don't come off as I am attempting to blame anybody for joining these, or that I think the people that join them are terrible, because the people that join them are actually really cool. It's just when you're in something, you're in it, right? And if you've invested money in it, of course, you're like, oh, I'm in it. I need to make my money at least, I need to at least make my money back, right? So when you are in that environment, that is all that you really know. And you are not going to take a step back, reflect, and think about what you're actually doing and what it means to be selling this particular product or service to people. It's just not going to happen, because you're stuck in the go, 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 in the I need to produce, produce, produce so that I can recruit, recruit, recruit. It's a cycle. Lucky for all of us, it is not easy, but it's simple to start your speaker brand, to start creating a positive impact that's rooted in ethical standards and that gets you paid. Your story does matter. Even if you are in an MLM, because this is what we're talking about right now, I believe that your story matters, that it can spark curiosity and truly change people's lives. but it needs to be done ethically. I have a podcast episode where I talk about ethical storytelling. I'll link it in the show notes, but this is all around what is the purpose of me sharing the story? Who is impacted negatively, positively when I share something like this? And what is my end goal? I break that all down in that podcast episode. And it is truly one of my philosophies around storytelling. When we engage in the art of storytelling, it does require us to face those things, face whatever is going on so that we can create something that truly makes an impact without completely just putting everything out there. It's not necessary to put all of your traumas out into the world to make an impact. To wrap up this episode, we're going to talk about how to start developing your speaker brand in a way that anybody can do, and it's not social media, and do so ethically, and what it means to be an ethical public speaker. The first one is go outside and read. It's as simple as that. We cannot develop stories of community, of connection, of impact if we don't go outside. And I am saying this as a homebody. I am a complete homebody, and I understand that for my process as a storyteller, for my connection with my audience, for my own connection to self and making sense of the world around me and having a unique perspective around it, I need to go outside. Because here's the thing, when you go outside, you are experiencing the things that people in your audience experience. You experience them differently, but that's our core, right? Like if I'm looking at a tree, I'm about to get so introspective here, but if I'm looking at a tree, that tree sees hundreds of different people every single day. Many people walk by that tree. How they engage with that tree varies, but everybody sees the same tree. Everybody has a slight similar feeling walking right next to that tree. Now, I go and walk by the tree, and I experience the tree in a very different way because while someone else may notice their leaves, I'm noticing the bark. I'm noticing the map that is drawn out through the bark, the trunk of the tree. That is my unique perspective as a public speaker. That you know about the tree. We can all anchor ourselves in the concept of the tree. But now I'm going to get you to understand the tree in a very different way and my relationship to it. That's where storytelling comes. It's I'm seeing the things and experiencing the things that everybody experiences. I have a different story to share, and I want to share it with you because it'll make us see the world through one another's eyes. So talk to your people. Talking out loud and el chisme. That's where the stories come from. Engage in moments of reflection. And I'm not just talking about journaling about something. I'm talking about go out on that walk or take a moment, 5 minutes to observe something. One of the things that I saw recently was someone went on a color walk. They chose a color. I'm going to choose orange right now. They chose a color, orange, on their walk. Every time that they would look out for the color orange. And every time they would look out for the color orange, I would suggest just think about something. What does that thing make you feel? What do you notice about that particular thing? And it could literally be anything. It's just becoming more aware with our surroundings and our thoughts while we are engaging in those surroundings, because those thoughts end up being our speaker brand, our unique thoughts and perspective, and the way that we transform the world and make an impact. And my hope is that it is rooted in everything that is ethical and good for the world. The importance of ethical public speaking, and I think this article that I'm reading said it pretty well. The importance of ethical public speaking lies in its power to do these 5 things: build trust with your audience, promote informed decision making, foster a culture of respect and integrity, prevent the spread of misinformation, uphold your credibility and the power of your message. Thank you all so much for tuning in to today's podcast episode. If you're watching on YouTube, I hope you enjoyed Bean's little cameos. If you enjoyed this podcast episode, think that somebody else can benefit from it, please share it, like, comment. I appreciate all the love that you all continue to show our episodes, and it means the world to me. Remember to share this with your tías, your tíos, your uncles, your grandma, everybody and their mamas. Y nos vemos a la próxima. Bye, y'all.